Okay, so let's take a look at how you can connect SQL Developer to Oracle Cloud's transaction processing database service. So we will go through a flow of creating ATP service, then we will connect SQL Developer with it, right? So for that, first thing we have to do is go to SQL Developer and then click on download SQL Developer. Now here I have this JDK included setup. I can just click on download. Once downloaded, what it will do is it will basically create a portable version of SQL Developer. Just double click on it. It will take some time to load, right? So next, meanwhile, what we can do is we will get started with ATP instance. So here you can see it has started the loading. It will take some time, so we will wait for that. Now let's go to our Oracle database. Okay, so first thing, go to Oracle database. In autonomous database, click on autonomous transaction processing, right? So let the page load. Right now here is the service that we want to create, right? So here you can see ATP DevNami. We have like one such service here, right? You can also take a look at all the services available to us, right? So I have like warehouse and ATP service, right? So to create ATP service, what we can do, click on create autonomous database. It should open interface like this. Here you will have to enter the display name for your database. I'm keeping both of these same for my case. Then choose transaction processing as your workload, then shared infrastructure as deployment type, then configure the database with always free resources. Then you choose the username and password, then you choose network access, secure access from everywhere, and then you choose MTLS authentication. Okay, all of that said and done, you can also find the license for this edition as well. At the end you will also find option for encryption and maintenance. Maintenance is not in our control if we are choosing the always free resource, right, as it's done for us. Encryption, here you can choose Oracle managed key, which we will take a look at later. Now here all the fields added, and you verify that, you will be able to click on create autonomous database, which should show you the ATP instance that looks like this. In your case it will start from provisioning and later it will convert to available. Now the important part is the database connection, right? So you have multiple options here. Within this database connection tab, you will have all the necessary details required to make a connection. Now here you can see the type of client it would get from you is JDBC client, Python, ODP, and Oracle's own interface driver. All of these can access this particular database connection. So what we can do is choose a wallet. So we have option from instance and regional. So you have like one database connection to connect to, then you can use instance wallet. Say you have like 4 such connection inside your ATP, then you will use regional wallet because there are multiple regional instance there. So we download that, right, and click on download. Here I will have to use the password, right? You can also make sure to use longer password if you want. Once you add the password, simply click on download. Then it will download one zip file. You can see wallet underscore and the name of this particular database connection. There is also TLS authentication option, mutual TLS selected for you, where you have TNS name. This remains constant. Simply select low, high, medium, TP or urgent at the time of making the connection. Right. So close this. Now comes the part where we wish to connect to SQL developer to our ATP service. Right. Now here I will have to click on new connection. Right. So let me wait for it to load. Right. So in new connection, here you can see I can add my password. I can add user as admin. Then I can use this ATP name. Right. So ATP. Right. Then comes the connection type part. Choose cloud wallet and then configuration file. Can find in same folder. I will just move to desktop and then store this somewhere safe where we can access this later. Right. So let me close this and check for files. Right. So ATP is now accessible. Click on open. Now the next part comes in. Can save this password so that you can later connect. Right. And also I want to test this connection, and there is the TNS that I mentioned you earlier. Here you can choose medium or low depending on your choice. Right. So click on test to see if the connection works, and you can see the status here that shows success. Now click on connect and it will give you access to that ATP database service that we just created. Now if we try and expand that ATP database instance, it will load everything. The query builder will also have its own tab for this particular database service. Right click on table and let's see if we can create it. So here we can create the new table. Also there should be option for importing data, and here you see you can import variety of files: CSV, XLS, text, DSV. Right. So we have option for data import as well, and once imported data we can then later query that, as we will have tables under this particular tree. Right. So we can run the query here and view the results within SQL developer. So that's like going through the process for connecting your Oracle autonomous transaction processing database to SQL developer. Okay, so if you're curious whether you can create a table through SQL developer for this connection, you can try creating a new table. Click on this table tree and right clicking this would give you this new table option. So I will click on this, and here I will start with first column. Here I will however first change the table name as sample. Right. Then here I will start with first name, which is ID, which is going to be a number. You can also take a look at longer number if you want. So let's say it's integer. Size we are not mentioning. Right. And here you can later add one more column. Let's give it a name, make it varchar. Right. Then ID, then name, then salary of that person, which is supposed to be a number. Right. Then let's add one more thing, which is, let's say, department, or you can also use anything like its city or email. but for filtering purpose I will use department. So department can be varchar and our id should not be null, right? So it will auto increment there. So we have option here with 4 columns, our table name sample, we will just click OK. Right now, next thing, now let's see if I want to see the contents of this table. I can simply use select all from, then I use sample, right? And if we run this, let's see what's in there. So currently we don't have any data, and that kind of confirms it. It creates the table as expected through Oracle SQL Developer, and everything just works.